I happen to be one of those people that he's touched, so so grateful for that. And at this time, I would like to ask David Carroll if he would come forward. David, thank you for being here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I want to recognize James Howard, Kim Carson from Sunny 92.3, who worked with Luther for many years. Phil Cox, station manager at Channel 12. Thank you for being here. Luther was on television for more than 60 years nonstop, too, another national record. Ashley from Channel 12, thank you for being here today also. And you'll notice on the wall over there, I love that painting that's here on the County Commission meeting room wall. Luther is sitting right there in front of the, right there on the seat of his car there. He was very proud to be honored in this room with that painting. On October 20th, 2014, we lost Luther Massengill at the age of 92, and we've missed him on WDEF radio and TV looking for all those lost dogs. He was on at the same time, same station since 1940, more than 74 years. When you see a list of records that'll never be broken, Luther's longevity will rank right at the very top. And I'll tell you, those of us who work in radio and television know this firsthand. An announcing career is not one where many people get a gold watch for 25 years of continuous service. It just rarely happens. Luther was the exception to the rule. He could have taken his show anywhere. The big city radio stations took notice. They said, maybe we should hire this Luther fellow to do our morning show. And when they saw Luther's eye-popping ratings, they took notice and they tracked him down. You know, Luther is the guy who made an entire city pull over to the side of the road one morning. It happened. As heavy snow began to fall, Luther helpfully advised his listeners to let some air out of their tires so they'd have better traction to drive in the snow. As witnesses would later describe, main arteries like Macaulay Avenue just came to a complete stop as people got out of their car and started deflating their tires. Now, can you imagine anyone in any broadcast medium who would have that sort of influence today? It's impossible. But despite the offers from New York and Philadelphia and Milwaukee, Luther chose to stay here. We were so fortunate for that. His family was here, and he always appreciated WDEF for giving him a job at the age of 18, which was beyond his wildest dreams. His radio service was interrupted a couple of years for a service in World War II, and he was very proud of that as well. In recent years, he started getting some much-deserved recognition. Part of South Broad Street was renamed in his honor, and he was inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame, the National Radio Hall of Fame. He was featured on CBS News and all sorts of national publications. Every day, somebody thanked Luther for waking them up, for reuniting them with their pet, for finding their car keys, for reminding them not to keep that jug of milk on top of their car, all sorts of things. Luther knew he was loved, and nothing made him happier than rising bright and early, driving to the studio so that he could help brighten someone's day, one person at a time. That's why we made a suggestion at Luther's memorial service. Luther was widely known for his many acts of kindness. I think the best way to remember him every year on March 9th, his birthday, would be to act like Luther, at least for a day. You don't have to do it just for one day, but let's try to do it at least one day. On that date, look for opportunities to make somebody's day. If you see a young mom struggling with a shopping cart and a baby and several bags of groceries, maybe you can offer to do the heavy lifting for her. If you see a man standing on the sidewalk waving a sign encouraging people to come in a certain business, you know, he's out there working hard, doing an honest living, and probably isn't making that much money. If you have a few extra bucks in your pocket, I'm sure he'd appreciate your help. Luther used to do that kind of thing all the time. Have you bought anybody's lunch lately? I learned how fast a 92-year-old man could be when I would try to catch Luther and pay him back for a lunch that I didn't know he had bought. You could get away before you could do that. March 9th would be a good time to surprise someone. It could be a friend or a stranger. Luther enjoyed doing nice things for everyone with whom he came in contact. So whether it's a little cash, a pat on the back, a little yard cleanup, some encouraging words, a hug, I saw Luther do all these things and more. It's how he connected with people, and it's what made him special. It's how he lived his life every day of the year. He left us with no regrets and no unfinished business. How many of us would like to be able to say that? He was blessed to have a long career in the field that he loved, and it made him happy to share his good fortune with others. If Luther could do it 365 days a year, surely we can do it Monday, March 9th, 2015, and on that date here going forward. I can't think of a better way to honor the memory of this very special man. Happy Luther Day, everybody. Let's go out and celebrate on Monday. Thank you.